When I was in fifth grade, my buddy Harold, who I sat next to in class, we used to always draw comic strips, comic books, I should say, just to pass the time of day. And one of those comics that I came up with, well, at the time it was called the Olympic Seven or something like that, because I was totally plagiarizing something else, and not to mention the Olympics. So the Olympic Seven was this Teen Titans Avengers like superhero group that I thought of, and some of the characters were a lot like familiar characters, like the Flamester is, of course, the Human Torch, but Buzzsaw Boy was my unique creation. He came out of this drawing that I drew of, I think, Pogo from, um, I forget who does Pogo, but that old comic strip Pogo about the possum named Pogo. And I think Harold said, "Oh, it's Buzzsaw Boy." I said, "Yes, yes, that's what I meant right there. Buzzsaw Boy, that's what I meant to make." So from henceforth, he was Buzzsaw Boy. And there was Buzzsaw Girl. But Buzzsaw Girl kind of fell by the wayside, and Buzzsaw Boy remained. The Flamester was originally called, I forget who was he called, but he had some derivative name. But the Flamester, I think, ended up, I forget who thought of it, me or Harold. And the other, Laser Girl has always been Laser Girl. B-Boy has always been B-Boy. Marine Lad was once Whirlpool Boy. I was decided that Marine Lad sounded better. There was like already a character called Marine Boy. So we thought, like, Marine Lad, yeah, this guy is, he can go underwater and in the air. So he's Marine Lad now. So that's where Marine Lad came from the original Whirlpool Boy. The other characters, the other two characters, I don't even really remember who they were. I mean, one was kind of like, I think, Triton and the Inhumans. And I don't remember what the other character was. So they probably weren't that important. When I reinvented the Awesome Five, when I invented the Awesome Five, I think five was always a good number for me for a group. I think more than five is like way too much to focus on, and less than five is not maybe that interesting. So I thought five was a good number for a group. So Awesome Five was what the Olympic Seven eventually turned into. Awesome Five was going to be part of an anthology that me and a group of cartoonists in Chicago were going to get together, and we would have weekly meetups to talk about the anthology. But as artists tend to do, sometimes we get distracted and we get focused on our own stuff, and we think less about stuff that other people are interested in. And I think if you're an artist that has a collaborator who is as down for the same thing that you're down for, then you are incredibly lucky. You're talking like the guys that make South Park, or the guys that made the Venture Brothers. You know, those are like partnerships that are gold. I mean, if you have a partnership like that, that's because most of us are pretty much lone wolves. I mean, we associate with each other and all that, but we're pretty much down for what our thing is, and we're not so much down for what somebody else's thing is. What happened with that anthology group is that eventually it never got made. I was steadily drawing the Awesome Five at that time because I was totally into it. I really wanted to recreate that feeling I had when I was doing the Olympic Seven back in fifth grade with Harold, and I refined the characters, and I'd come up with Buzzsaw Boy as the leader of the group, Laser Girl, B-Boy, the Flamester, Marine Lad, and with that group, I thought that this was going to be a pretty good segment in the anthology, but it never got made. So I ended up just going ahead and just self-publishing Awesome Five. I've been working on issue two. Issue two, I've had the cover for a long time. I love that cover. It's an homage cover, and I love homage covers. But issue two has just not gotten off the ground. There's been so many other things that have gotten in the way. I did like a 1.5 issue where I did like a black and white ash can. I've done a few pages of issue number 2. Right now, you can get a few copies of issue 1. I need to do a second printing of issue number 1. And there's a link down below in the video where you can pick up a copy of issue number 1 of Awesome 5, the group that I created when I was a kid. I think it's a fun comic. It's not really an all ages book. I don't think it's a bad book for kids, but I think there's enough humor in it for kids and for adults. So check it out if you get a chance. I'm going to make videos about my other comics that I've done in the past too. So maybe you might be interested in seeing, what other comics I've done. Issue 2 is going to be the origin of the Awesome 5. It's going to be where these guys came from. Issue 1 was pretty much just like hit the ground running with a mummy invasion and all that jazz. But issue 2 is going to go more into the background of the characters of Buzzsaw Boy and Laser Girl and the Flamester, Marine Lad, and B-Boy. So you can find out a lot more about these characters and them and how they got together and who got them together. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I'm going to be doing more videos about my comic books, so I hope you'll check those out. See you in the funny papers.